Man the says scallywags. Captain's on deck.
Love, that is a dinghy. My vessel is magnificent and fierce and huge-ish.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
Ah, but you have heard of me.
Dead men tell no tales.
Yo ho, a pirate life for me. We're back in the
Ahoy, mates and men.
Aye, matey.
Another Captain Rally stories with my cousin Louie here.
Yes, yes, many stories to be told.
Some we forgot. Maybe we drank a little bit too much or smoked too much or whatever.
Never. We would never do anything like that.
Nah.
You know, we're good. You know, we go to church every morning, and you know, I mean, we are Catholic, and
Are we?
I don't know.
I'm kind of Buddhist myself right here.
You know, so, but yeah. No, I love being with you, cuz. Love being with you, man. You know, there's no other person I would love to be with than you. I mean,
Well,
you are awesome.
Quite the partiers back in their day, you know.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Drink for 10
We
days.
might have done one or two, maybe.
Maybe. But I was actually the one that kind of taught you how to ride a motorcycle back in the day.
Yes.
But you used to go to the rally to the chip, and I used to go to full throttle. So once you kind of learn how to ride a bike, you start taking your bike to Sturgis. But at first, you would just go as a camper, kind of.
Yeah, at first. Yeah, I meant, you know, because you introduced me to it, you know, and it kind of, I grew, you know, I meant, after a while, man, the first thing I remember about Buffalo Chip, and here's the thing that people don't even realize about the Buffalo Chip, is when I was there the first time, there was no even gates. I meant there wasn't, you know how you have to go down and you have to get checked in, and there's, you know, all that. No, it was nothing like that when I first went. Right. I mean, when I camped, I could just walk down right to the stage.
Right.
You know, I meant through no gate, no nothing. And where I knew where I was at, I guess, my first Buffalo Chip event, yeah, we set up camp, and I didn't have a bike at the time, but yeah, I mean, where I knew where I was at is after the show, they had these like huge, God dang it, what are they called? Almost like spindles, you know, for high wire, you know,
big cable things,
big cable things,
yeah.
And they had two of them set up, and they had strippers on it after the show.
Right.
And holy cow. I mean, you're talking, you know, this, you're talking, it just ain't rated PG by any means. You know, I mean, it had two strippers on one. One was finger banging the other one, you know, and the other one was just dancing. I mean, I couldn't keep up with the two, or the three, excuse me. But I was like, whoa, I am in a different place.
Well, I remember about 2002 when we met up for the Kiss concert. You remember that?
Oh, Kiss, yes.
You just got done seeing Billy Joel or Billy Idol, and you were like,
yep. Yes. Yes. Yes.
You all freaking hammered.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Man, that Kiss concert was, one thing about that Kiss concert that got me was like an idiot. I mean, Kiss, they show a hell of a show.
Right.
I mean, and I'm
And
not a big Kiss. What's that?
They had their makeup on then too at that show.
Oh yeah, they did. And I'm not a big Kiss fan. I like Kiss. I'm not saying they're bad or anything. They have some songs I like.
Right.
But yeah, when I went, I didn't know they showed such a show. That is entertaining.
Right.
So, but when they after the show they start spitting out all their confetti, there's like this confetti that comes out, and it's and it's just all over it. I literally did this, and I, like an idiot, and I started catching in my mouth like snowflakes. Well, that is, talk about having some Chinese dye in your freaking mouth.
Well, I also remember that concert. You were so fucked up. You were taking the bartender's tip to pay for your own. You're like, I put a 20 in there last time. So just take it out of this. I can't find my money. Well, you took your own jar. And I was like, hey,
oh yes.
You're like, if you got more money than me, I'm like, yes. Well,
I forgot about that. Yes. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And do you remember the two women that were kissing and stuff? And I was just like, oh, wow. And you're like, yeah, get used to it, cuz.
There's another day here.
I'm like, wow, man.
Glencoe at that time.
Yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, I was just amazed that, women were just like making out everywhere. Yeah. Yeah, that was a good night. That one was a good night. Only thing that sucked about that night is I did get too drunk, and everybody wanted me to leave, and I had a bike that time. They're like, well, it's time to go. I'm like, okay, I thought we were staying. They're like, no, we're going. So I'm like, oh shit. We're going back to Custer.
I thought you were going just to the trip that night.
No. We were. Yeah, I thought we were going to stay.
Right.
And yeah, everybody that I was with, they're like, no, we're not gonna. It's we're going.
Right.
So now I was literally the last vehicle, the last bike that left. And there's
drive, right?
Huh?
That's a 2-hour drive from Sturgis to Custer.
Yeah. And I'm fucking hammered. I'm hammered. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I I'm filtering through all the cops, and all the security, and get on my bike, and here we go, and I have a passenger. So I'm like, fuck me, man. Oh God. Even the guy that was in front of me, the biker, he was like, man, we got to stop and we stopped at this little 7-Eleven or something. And yeah, we got some coffee. He's like, he started slapping me in the face. He's like, yeah, man, not hard, but he's like, are you ready for this? And I'm like, no.
I just want to go to bed.
Yeah. that was a good show. Let's go to bed. Where's the party? Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that night, yeah, that's how that. I mean, geez, I remember almost, and that's the weird part. I have almost fallen asleep on a bike, like how you do on a car.
Yes, I'm all relaxed.
Yeah, I'm just like, and so.
But it's different driving a bike than it is from a car. I mean, you
Oh yeah,
and you see everything more. But it's
exactly.
still, when you're hungover,
Sometimes that,
yeah.
You feel that rumbling, you're like, oh, this is nice. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that night was crazy night. I mean, shoot. I mean, but one of the Jackal nights was like that too, though. I remember I wanted to come see you, and because you were at Jackal all the time, you're always at Jackal.
Yeah.
And
actually, I
came to see you, and man, I was so hammered by the freaking end. And I think that's the only time you drink, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I mean, you. I mean, we had a shot together. We had some drink together, and I was just like, bam. And afterwards, he was like, I love the end of the concerts because you're like, all right, hey, woo, and then all of a sudden it's okay, go home.
All right. Like, I got all this energy now.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody's just like filtering off, going home, doing their, and it's like, well, I'm not done. I'm not done. Kind of like Glencoe was kind of like that too. I mean, you know how their concerts are. You go down and everybody kind of stays up above. When you had your van, or not van, but you would stay in a van.
A Winnebago. Yeah, well,
yeah, Winnebago.
Many years, and then I brought a Winnebago for like 2 years.
Yep. Remember when you would stay up on top of the hill?
Yep, at full throttle.
Yep. Yeah, and then we'd come see you, and I mean, yeah, it was kind of the same thing. I mean, you guys had it set up,
Right.
So,
well, that was finally where I want to go.
Yeah. Oh, you always had it planned.
Right.
You had it planned. Me, not so much. I'm not as smart as you.
I'm in this area here.
Yeah. I arrive at that moment and go, shit. What in the fuck am I gonna do now? So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I can't remember who we seen, but yeah, we partied with you probably till, geez, I don't know, 2, 3 in the morning. And then she's like, well, what are we, the girl, Lucy, who I was with, she was like, now what? Now what are we going to do? I'm like, that is an awfully good question. But after a while, what I started doing was that yellow tent. I carried a yellow tent on my bike, and that's what kind of saved me a lot of because I'd come visit you at Glencoe, and yeah, that's what saved us a lot of the time because we never knew. I mean, after a while, you just never knew where you were going to end up.
Stagger too.
Yep, exactly. So, I mean, shoot, we could talk about me stealing your it wasn't yours or your
I was just
you remember that one?
Yeah, with Rich.
Yes.
Me and
Yes.
Rich were in a SUV, and we're on the alley in Glencoe, which is Titty Alley. And,
Yes.
and the traffic's really slow, and I could have swore I saw you sitting on like a trailer with a bunch of hay, and I'm like, hey, that's my cousin Lou. Then this guy rams us with a golf cart. And Rich gets out, the guy's like, you're a fucking idiot. And then he's like, oh yeah. And then like 6 of us guys get out of that SUV. And then you stand up on the other side, right on that thing. That dude's like, I am surrounded by this. Like, I ain't shit.
Oh man, that was
didn't expect to see you there, nothing like that.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I'll never forget that moment. I was so screwed up, and not only not only alcohol, but a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, then a couple days later, we took mushrooms.
That night I did. That's why I was.
Was it that night? Or the next night?
Yeah, that night actually, who was the big kid that was there that you left? Remember, he was Alvin. Okay, yeah, he was trying to tell me not to steal your the golf cart, and he's like, man, I don't even have the keys. And I went over and found him, and I was just like, we're going somewhere. And he's like, no, no. And I mean, the whole entire time, he's like, we're going to get in trouble. And I'm running around giving people rides. I'm fucking driving around.
Tripping your ass off. Like you're tripping on mushrooms. Like,
oh, yeah. I was out to lunch. Yeah.
You guys had little flashlights as your headlights that you were driving around at night with.
Oh man, that
had no lights.
Exactly. Yeah, I'll never forget that. And
I saw think it was, and you were like, hey, what's up? I gotta deliver this.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And you had like a beach ball or something underneath your shirt.
Yep.
And you're like, my baby's due soon. I'll see you later. Just took off with the fucking golf cart. I was like, what the hell? Okay,
man.
I'll tell Rich, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, didn't he say, why is the guy that is on shrooms drunk and high on my golf cart?
Right.
And he's
you need to drive somewhere.
Yeah, I'll never forget that one, man. That one was he was like, what the fuck?
The night you were in a tree with
a
string and a leaf over your crotch. That was the only thing. I think you had your boots on or your vest. But you had
that's the only thing I think I had on was the leaf, right?
Right. But you took your shoestring and went through it. Hold the leaf on for it.
Yep. Yeah, I took my shoestring off, had a leaf, and I was standing there. The only thing that sucked about that was I'm standing there and like, hee, and pretty soon some gay bikers come. And they stop and they start like, and they start whistling and stuff and like, come here. And I'm like, no. And then and I start walking a little bit and they come a little bit farther and then and they're like, no, come here. And I'm like, no. You're getting the wrong message here.
Such a big leaf.
Yeah. They wanted my leaf. Yeah, that night, that one incident, I don't know why it sticks in my head so much, but yeah, the gay thing was just like, man, because him and everybody else, there's like, okay, whatever, you're fucked
Another naked
up.
guy walking around.
Yeah, because I always got naked, you know me, I always got naked. Yeah, I did. I was never shy about. I still ain't, but nobody wants to see me naked now because I'm almost 50. So.
All right, where
But I mean, I'll still run around naked, but
right.
it's not. It wasn't when I was my prime. Let's put it that way.
Ish.
You
Prime.
know. But that oh man, that night was a hell of a night.
Your ex-wife was so pissed off at you because you were up in the tree and not paying attention to her. You're like, I'm tripping on mushrooms. I don't care. I'm in the fucking tree. Leave me alone.
I remember that. Yeah, she just kind of left me, and I'm like, fuck, I'm in a tree, man.
Just leave me alone.
I'm trying the best I can.
You can't see me. I have a leaf on.
Dude, I'm not kidding you. I saw a fucking huge river. We're talking the Cheyenne River, we're talking the huge river. I and somebody looked at me and were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, look at that. Why you can't see that? It's right there, And they're like looking at me like, "What in the fuck are you talking about?" And I saw a river. and there was, the river was like a little stream.
Right.
But I seen like I saw this huge river and I was like, you can't cross that. What, are you crazy?
Mushrooms are a hell of a thing.
Oh man. And that's the first time Lucy did mushrooms. She always was like, no. And finally she was like, well, let's try some on some pizza. And she freaking laughed her ass off. The rest.
Right.
Which I honestly think everybody should do it at least once in their life.
Mm-hmm.
It expands, your mind gets, but
it just depends on how much you take.
Exactly. That's the trick. But
and that's us is never's enough at the rally. You want balls out.
Oh yeah.
Just do everything you can.
Exactly. You want to go all out. You always do. So
you want to drink every bottle of alcohol that comes your way, every joint that comes your way, every bag of mushroom that comes your way.
One of the coolest things I will tell you, at the rally, I think it was at Glencoe. It was Glencoe. The circle that they do, where they drive at night and they do this big, huge, like,
the LUE
tour.
Yeah.
One of the best ones was I was there and I hopped on this flatbed and it had a god dang it a lunch table on it.
Mm-hmm.
And we were smoking joints and everybody, it was cool as hell, man. They were like Florida, Alabama, California. Yeah, man. And then it was just circulating, and everybody had their own little, thing, and everybody was being cool. And it just kind of kept on going. Everybody's trying to hop on, the flatbed because shit. probably smelled like Cheech and Chong came in town. But yeah, I mean,
you gotta imagine the things like in traffic, and it only goes like half a foot.
Yes,
Those
yes.
tractors in low gear because I've drove them at Glencoe, and it's just like it's just idle. Okay.
Yeah, you're only going a crawl space.
And probably half mile loop, but it's just wall to wall traffic.
Exactly, and people all over the place.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that was one of the coolest things. I gotta say that. Yeah, I mean that I don't know. It was just cool, you know, because everybody was just being cool. I mean, nobody was stealing pipes. Nobody was. You know, I mean, it was just, and they were like, you know, Minnesota, you know, Maine, you know, they're all announcing where their shit was from, and you know, but man, after I got done with that, oh my God, I couldn't tell you how I wasn't drunk by the end. So, but yeah, that was a cool incident, you know. Shoot, I mean, there's been so many. You know, remember those two old guys? I was gonna tell you about them. Remember, you always told me about, you know, they always drove around naked, you know, with the golf cart.
Yeah.
Remember in Glencoe, they would always drive around and fucking.
Yeah, they were like the welcome wagon when you came in the.
Yeah. Weird as hell, man. Just weird as hell, you know?
Yeah, go clock in there. They would be all spready, gold, junk all hanging out.
Yeah.
Morning, Albert. Morning.
Exactly. 60 years old and ready to, you know, full of Viagra. Let's go.
It sounds like us now.
Maybe so. Yeah, but yeah, that I mean, I always remember those two always driving around, and in the weird part, they would talk to you like, you know, you were talking to some old guy, you know, normally, you know, buying a paper, you know, and then there's fucking bucket. Yep, buck ass naked.
Eye contact.
Yeah, I remember you saying one of your experiences when you said you had a guy that was naked, and you know, totally naked, and you had to just look at him in the eyes, you know.
Right.
You know, because buck ass naked, but you're probably used to that with me, so.
Yeah.
But
you know, family to stranger is totally different.
Oh yeah.
See some naked guy waving you down, you're just like, do I stop or do I keep going?
Yeah. Those two always. And they would show up every year. You know, every year they would be there. So
I think one of them died, and the other one never showed back up yet.
No, really?
Yep.
Oh, that sucks.
Last 2 years they haven't been up front or nothing.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Well, every good thing has come to an end, I guess. But yeah, I mean, not like I was, you know, really ready to see them, you know, but they would always make their appearance every year, you know. You know, it was just.
But it took me a couple of years to get you from the chip to come over to full throttle and see how much crazier it was before.
Yes. Yeah, it did take me a while because I was so hooked on the buffalo chip.
Right.
You know, and I just but when the rules started really with the buffalo chip coming down, you know, I was just like, man, this is lame, you know. I mean, and that's when I was like, you know, I stopped going to the buffalo chip actually because I meant that when they started, almost using the rules of Sturgis, you got to use pasties and
Right.
can't show your titties anymore. Blah blah blah. I
At
was
the
just like,
90s,
man,
they
this is
started changing it more family
yeah,
friendly.
yeah,
Even the
yeah.
campgrounds went that way, which Glencoe still isn't that way. You know what I mean? Like you can be full
It
nudist
isn't
this day, right?
okay.
But
I
other
wondered.
campgrounds, they want pasties. They want, if you go into establishment, they still want you to cover up your junk and put
Sure,
pasties.
sure. But I mean, at 12 o'clock at night, come
Right.
on.
Right.
I mean, kids are in bed. They should be if they're not.
They shouldn't be there.
I mean, there's a time and place for everything.
But I mean,
know.
the chip had its own little qualities and stuff like that. But me from partying at full throttle and then going to Glencoe because they were right across the road back in them days.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we could
I
just
mean,
party
shoot.
like one to another.
Yeah, I could hear the concert going on in Glencoe when I was at the Chip. I'm sure it was vice versa.
Right.
So I mean,
when Molly Crew played at the Chip, you could hear him at full throttle.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep. See, and then when I think it was Alice Cooper or something that was at. God, what was it that was really loud? Ted Nugent, maybe at Glencoe.
Corn was at full throttle.
Corn, yeah, that I could hear it at the Chip.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting there going, man, I went to the wrong concert.
But they're all like within 3 miles of each other.
Yeah.
Like back in the old days, you had Glencoe here, you had full throttle here, and then right up the road was the Chip.
Yep.
Now full throttle, 8 miles out of town.
Yep. Unless you want to go PG, which is in town, I mean,
right.
You can go. That's what I tell people. You can go PG. Everybody thinks they've been in Sturgis when they go in Sturgis. And they're like, man, I experienced it, and I'm like, no, you really didn't. No,
that's your tourist trip about it.
Exactly. I mean, that's that's just which there is some good concerts, don't get me wrong. I mean, like what is the band Hairball? I believe it is
Hairball.
Yeah. I mean, that was entertaining. I seen that in town,
Right.
And entertaining. I'm not saying I'd buy a ticket for it, but it was entertaining,
And they played a lot of 80s music.
Oh yeah, and I mean how he freaking gets, all those outfits on, and I mean it's constant, I mean he's Alice Cooper one time, then he's Axl Rose, then he's Poison, then he's, I mean that was kind of entertaining,
Right.
But there's just so much security, so much.
Yeah, because in town you have to be a proper way, like
exactly.
You can't
be me. You can't be me.
Right, exactly. That's why you're limited to campgrounds.
Exactly.
Right.
So I mean that's but
you've drove through Main Street. I've drove through Main Street.
You drove me for the first time in Main Street.
Right.
Down Main Street. Remember that?
Yeah.
First time ever. You're the one that drove me down Main Street for the first time. I mean, my dick was puckered so goddamn hard.
Well, it's the experience of you're there with like 10,000 bikers right on you.
Yes.
Like in 3 blocks, you're with 10,000 people or more. And you're just like, everywhere I look, there's somebody on a bike. There's
yeah. There's a freaking like a wheel right in front of you all the time.
Right.
You know, I mean, yeah, you're the one that gave me that experience for the first time. I mean, and I was so scared, but excited and scared at the same time, you know.
Right.
But yeah, you're the one that gave me that. I mean, yeah, I was scared to death.
Now
But
you do it
excited,
without
you know.
knees.
Yeah, yeah. No kidding. Yeah, man. Yeah, but it is you know, everybody talks about it, you know, being the first time you drive down, you know, the road.
Main Street.
Yeah. And it is, I mean, if you haven't done it for the first time, it is a little challenging.
Right.
By the end of the rally, you're like, fucking get the fuck out of my way.
Drive this thing one-handed and 1 foot. Move. Watch.
You know, after you lose that, you know, nostalgia, whatever it's called. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're ready to get the hell out and just get out of my way. I'm going to go over here.
See, and I started riding downtown, like, I think my dad took me down there in 1989, down Main Street.
Yeah.
And it was still, you know, full nudity. Well, pretty much they had G-strings and the tops.
Yeah. No, there was a time. Yeah.
Right. And I was more distracted looking at more titties than I was trying to I'm just gonna park and just stay right here. And just put my legs down.
Yeah, there's titties and asses around here, man. I mean,
right.
Can we park?
But you know, that's the era where it was fully okay, and they didn't have the
Yes.
cops patrolling as much. And, you
Yeah,
know,
that-
a lot of stabbings downtown and shootings, and that's where Sturgis started getting its bad reputation. Then
Yep,
the
and the
90s
gang
started
thing,
following
and
along.
yeah.
Yep. They started changing that for commercializing.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it was back then, man. It was shoot. I remember way back in the day, even, you know, before you, me and my friend would go up there, and we would, you know, because they have all those pins and buttons and shit all over the fucking place. But we would go in there and shoplift, you know. Yeah, and that was our you know, little we're gonna go up to Sturgis and steal a button or two, you know. And but that was my highlight until you showed me what, and he was like, you're like, no. You know, you need to know what Sturgis is. I'm like, what? And when you showed me, yeah, it just man, I never stopped after that. I don't think, you know. So I mean, you opened up a door that was just like, you know.
It was, well, like I said too, you were up there a lot, and we got somebody here that's trying to.
Oh, you got a somebody?
No, it's
What is that? It says what? Naked. What does that say?
XYZ online strips without clothes.
Ah.
So it could be like what they call a troll, or somebody on here that's trying to troll, and you know whatever.
There won't be no nakedness.
Right.
You know, so we might be talking about it, but not tonight.
No.
But yeah, that is Kiss night. But Kiss puts on a concert, and like I said, I don't like Kiss, but they put on a concert.
Yeah.
You know, so
And it was always funny because you went to full throttle, you went to go, but I think I went to the tip one time with you, and I'm like, you're staying in dirt? Like, nothing with this. Fuck this.
Yep.
Like, it's cool to party with you, cuz, and we'll drink some beers, but fuck this. I'm sleeping in dirt. If it rains, then I'm sleeping in mud. No.
Oh man. Oh yeah. I always stayed in the tent. Usually there's only 1 year I think I stayed in a camper.
All right.
But you know, I was in probably historically the biggest hailstorm that Sturgis ever had, the one that they got, you know, the big, huge, almost softball.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the hail. Oh man, that was a trip. Now that was a trip. I mean, I was there, and then all of a sudden, we heard the sirens go off, you know, and we seen the gray clouds, and we're like, ha ha ha, and we're actually getting primed up to go to the show. You know, I mean, do, you know, some drinking, and we're like, yeah, you know, it's a storm, you know, like every South Dakotan does, you know, like, you know, here we go. But and then it started, and I mean, I had 2 Harleys and my bike, you know, outside. No, I mean, nothing on them, you know. And we had a camper, and they're like, well, let's go in the camper, you know. You know, so I grab a 6-pack of beer. We go into the camper, and we're like, ha ha, wait out the little storm, you know.
Right.
And pretty soon we have a couple of beers, and where we knew it was going to get serious is when it came through the camper window, and there was a rock that came through, and we're like, holy shit. And all of a sudden we heard dung 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 dung. You know, I mean, it and at the end, I'm not shitting you, we were having pillows. Everybody was pushing pillows to the windows, to the anything you could possibly put, you know. We're like, fuck. You know. And then when we got out of there, it was nothing but beep 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 beep. You know, I mean, that's all you heard, is because everybody's car alarm was going off, and I mean, it looked like a fucking war scene. I almost got in a fight with a fucking juvenile because I'm fucking going outside, and I look up my bike, and I just fucking redid it. You know, I put a bunch of money in it.
Mm-hmm.
And the mirrors broke off. It's fucking dented. I'm like, yeah. And then these couple of kids fucking walk by, and they're like, hey, that must suck. I was like, must suck. You fucking, I'm gonna fucking suck you. I'm gonna wipe your ass with my fucking. You know me, I was like, fuck you, man. and the guy grabs me. He's like, just get back here, knock it off, you know. But I was so fucking mad, But yeah, I mean, the crazy part about that was, yeah, I mean, a couple of crazy things that happened. A rock went through, you know, when it happened. A couple was in a tent, and they didn't have anywhere to go.
Right.
And he told his wife to go underneath the air mattress, and he was holding up the tent, you know, so it wouldn't, you know, go on top of them.
Yeah.
And one of the things went through and fucking hit his ankle and fucking busted it.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, like, busted it. I seen it. I was like, ow, that looked like it fucking hurt. you know, and yeah, I was like, wow. And here's another one. The one lady that was staying kind of close to us, on her way down here, she said, she was just staying in a van and, in the tent. But on the way down here, she came down here from like, I think Georgia or something. And she seen her first tornado, and it was an F5.
Damn.
Yeah. And she was like, damn, she gets through that. Then she gets to Sturgis. And then she's like, does this shit happen all the time? And I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah, I had my bike in food stand too at that time. There at Glencoe, I pulled it inside.
Yeah,
because I was an employee, so I could do that. Well, one of the security guards that was outside, he turned. Right when he turned, I saw this big hit him right upside the head.
Oh, no shit.
There, seizure and shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, this thing just smashed that dude's brain in,
Yep.
Popped up in his eyeballs all like this big and shit.
Yep. Yep.
I still got 3 more hours till I can clock out. And I'm
like, he's still clocked in, huh?
Right. You need to see a nurse or something. Dude, your eye is not right.
Yeah. I remember us talking to each other on that, and we were like, fucking, whoa. This was, I mean, that one was over the top. It was.
There was a lot of damage during that one. And
yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the thing about rally is it does rain at least once during the rally.
Oh yeah, you're good. You're gonna get some.
Right.
Oh man.
Well, a true biker always prepares for the worst. I have a raincoat, have an extra tent,
Exactly. But I meant, my last time at the rally was one of my best.
Was it?
And and the weird part about it was Godsmack.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yes, I want to see Godsmack, and I love Godsmack. They played probably 3, 4, maybe 3 songs. And then it just started raining. And we're not talking about just a little bit of rain,
Right.
I meant a lot of rain. And I'm sitting there flipping them off. I'm like, fuck you. Get out here, you fucking pussies, Get out here. And I know they can hear me. I mean, I was, how me, I'm fucking loud. And I know they can hear me, And fuck, I was there, and even Lucy, she fucking went to the tent, because I was the only
you were probably drunk
5 assholes that are sitting there. Yeah. But yeah, I was there, and then we went back, and I mean, it was such a downpour. We went back to the tent, and it was totally washed out. I mean, every thing we set up was just wet,
Right.
So she goes to sleep in the car, but that was the first year I got a 4-wheeler, and I always wanted a 4-wheeler in Sturgis, because it seemed cool,
right.
So but I'm in Buffalo, Chip, with a 4-wheeler, 12:30, 1 o'clock at night, and driving around after the storm. And one time I went through this part, and it seemed like it, I was just driving around, and man, there was strippers, there was freaking these nice campers. It looked like, I was like, man, where the hell am I, man? This is superstar land. And I found myself in a private section that I think we're the only band members and stuff were, but they, they weren't outside, but as soon as I got back to the gate, the guy was just like, "Where's your pass, dude?" And I was just like, "I have no pass." He's like, "Get out of here."
I kind of pulled a fast one at full throttle one year. We had all these backstage passes from Glencoe and Jeff and everything else. And I'm at full throttle and I'm like, watch this. It was like 3-6 Mafia or something like that.
Yeah.
And I had all these on, and I'm like knocking on the phone. I wasn't talking to anybody, but I was acting like, and I just kind of flashed this back and walked past again. I'm like, fuck, that shit worked. All right. It's like, yeah, I'm on somebody important. Yeah.
I'm good, man.
I got like 7 of them.
Which one do you want? Which one do you want to see?
And none of them had that content on it for that night. So I was just kind of like winging it, like, yeah, it's on there, Like I got
that's fucking funny.
On me, like, yeah, pick one.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm supposed to be here, motherfucker. I'm on the phone.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Because at first I was like, yes, get back here. You know, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I kind of thought, I was like, man, I know I'm in a weird spot.
Right.
But but that night I gave so many, like chicks a ride, and back to their tent or
most of them
blah,
just
blah,
blah, hey, I want to ride.
Yeah. I mean, I had such a good night, which was supposed to be a shitty night. Yeah, I just drove around. Fucking, there was this bus fucking stuck in the mud, and I was doing loops around it, and people were fucking like, woo, woo. Yeah, I mean, it was, it turned out to be such a good night, and I was so happy by the time it was probably 4 a.m. when I got back,
All right.
But man, I had such a good night, and then Lucy, she's like, what have you done? And I'm like, had some fun. But you know how that went. Normally she was mad at me, so.
Right. You're having too much fun without me.
Yeah.
And your cousin's there, so now I definitely know that it's all fucked up.
Well, she always kind of went south. And I wasn't ready. Yeah, I was never ready to call her a knight.
Right.
So, fuck,
that's like the cherry on the sundae. Oh, you're with your cousin? Yeah, you guys are fucking up some shit.
Me and you together, man?
Yeah.
Oh, that was never a good thing. Yeah. Whenever I had my cousin with me, she didn't like that. I mean, she liked it at first, but then
Oh well, that was a bad influence. Get some tattoos. Get some
oh shit! You were a good influence. That's the truth, in my opinion.
Yeah, right. You need some tattoos. You need a bike.
I mean, yeah. You introduced me to everything I was supposed to be introduced to. So
right.
I mean, you're at the rally, man. I mean, let it hang out. Sort of,
because I told you for years there's a difference from driving and staying in your car or staying in the tent. Okay. But you can't really drive around the car. And you'd dance a tip and I'd be like, oh, it's too fucking dusty out there for me. I can't stay there. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And I rode a bike and bought a tent, and then I'd have somebody bring up a van if I needed to sleep in the van or whatever. Extra food.
Yeah, because you always had a party that came up to you.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
What was it? Puffy? Puffy always came, wasn't it?
Came with me. Kyle came with me.
Yeah.
They came for many years with me that way.
Yep. They'd always meet you.
All right. Except for that one year, like 6 of us met with you, and you lived behind Crazy Horse Monument, and there was like 6 bikers that just showed up at your house. I remember the kids all going, "What's going on, Dad?"
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, these bikers are here." Like, "Are you in trouble, Dad?" Or, "This is your uncle."
Oh,
Like,
I forget about that. Yeah.
they're like, "Are you okay, Dad? Dude, we need to
Oh
call
my God.
911."
What? Remember the time when God, what was his name that passed out? The guy from Dairy Queen.
Kyle.
Kyle. Yeah, remember? He drove up and all of a sudden he like flopped down and you're like, get a soda. I was like, I don't have any pop. You're like, well, get something.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was at a concert, I thought.
No, that was in the yard.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because we were just getting ready to go.
Piece of him passing out somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting ready to leave for, and you were like, fucking, you got a soda? And I'm like, no, I don't, I don't drink soda. I still don't drink a lot of soda, but you're like, get some freaking sugar water or something. Right. I'm like, oh, I'm rushing in, and then he's kind of, you kind of got him up, and then he's like, all right, here we go.
Like, I'm on my bike now,
man.
You're just popping around like a fish. Now you're on a bike. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We're all fucking riding a bike up, and I'm thinking, man, this guy's gonna go woo. So I'll never forget that one, man. Yeah, that one was a good one.
All pack of us, like 6 of us. We're on and we stopped just to get onto the cement, and you just went. I'm like,
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking he was gonna go woo,
right,
and off to the ditch. I'm like, man, I was gonna look at you and go, man, I told you. You shouldn't be driving. Because I remember after that, I was just like, man, is he cool? And you're like, he's fine. I'm like, fuck.
Just right next to him and push him up.
Yeah. I mean, dude's doing a floppy twitch. Yeah. And then you're like, man, he's got it.
Right.
Yeah, that one was a good one. Yeah, you're right though. Yeah,
it was me, Ray, New York Ray. I don't know if you remember him or not. He had like my old gray Honda.
Oh yeah.
He had that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Black Suzuki, and then Kyle had his Harley, and then it was you.
Yeah, the little Harley. Yeah.
Yep, and then there's Eli. That weird guy from Missouri.
Yep.
He had like 1,000 cc something or another, Kawasaki or something. I don't remember. But there was like 5 or 6.
It was cool.
Yeah. We rode up in our own pack and everything else. Like, get the fuck out of our way.
Yep. No, you were absolutely right. Even my kids were like, oh my God, because there was like 6 people that showed up with bikes. And it was like, whoa,
Yeah, we didn't even know you knew 6 people. More or less 6 bikers that are showing up. Full leather, full bike.
Yep. That was kind of it, man. It was.
Give me a beer and I want to get high before we go.
Exactly. Yeah, we smoked them. One did a flop and did a twitch, and here we go.
Right. If that's the worst of our rally, we're doing good.
Yes. We're starting her out right.
Yeah, because I had somebody else drive up a van that year.
Yep. Yeah, that was the year that we did that. Shoot, I don't know where we I think we drove all the way to Glenclo that year.
Full throttle.
Full throttle. That's what it was. Yep. Full throttle. That's where we drove to. Yeah, you're right. Yep. And fuck, that sucked. I hated Full Throttle because of the road. They had all those like broken up road parts or
Yeah.
whatever the
Did wrong.
yeah. I mean, fuck that's not gravel. That sucks. You know.
That's just grooves in the road.
Yeah, I mean I hated driving through that shit, man. That wasn't right. They thought they were doing something cool there, but
All right. And now that's all just cabins and swimming pools and shit like that. Now it's so weird how we've seen the change of like different places.
Oh, is it PG now too?
What? Oh, new full throttle or the old?
Yeah, the new full
one's
throttle is.
It's just like anywhere else. You have to wear pasties. Can't have any like.
So it is PG.
Yeah. PG's 13ish.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right. I mean, it gets a little different. Like even the chip, it's PG now, but like at 12:30, 1 o'clock, if you want to see the real show, then you go and you go outside the park and see all the show. Which there's still a show.
Right.
But yeah,
that's a lot of the campgrounds. The main show is cut off, and then the campground is kind of separated. And a lot of people like to party at their campsites, whatnot, blah, blah, blah. But like us back in the old days, we'd just be in the parking lot drinking some more. Like,
I know.
We ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Just get more.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. You remember the old times, when you could just smoke and drink and shit. Fuck, you walk by somebody and they're getting it on, right? They're like, all right.
Like Dylan, I don't know if you remember Dylan. He was kind of a
oh yeah, I remember Dylan.
Yeah, these two lesbians were going at it on the car, and he just drops his pants and just starts pumping one. He's like, I'll be there in a little bit. I know where you guys are at. I'm like,
I'll catch up with you later, huh?
Right, like I'm just gonna slide right in here too. Shit. I was like, dude, you are fucked up. And he's like, nope, that's why I'm dropping my drawers and just going down now.
Oh, that's fucking funny.
Yeah, because the one's on the hood, spread eagle, the other chick's all licking her, and she's buttoning her, licking her ass that, and he's just like, well, fuck it,
I'll slide it in here.
Right, just slide in here. Like looking at him, like next thing I see him, I see it's Captain. All right, dude. Well, she didn't slap me away. She's all right.
Oh shit! Yeah, that guy was cool. I like Dylan.
Yeah, he went for many years too until he got married and settled down, and
then he can't now
for him anymore.
Yeah. Fuck. I wish to be honest, I wish I could go again and all that shit, but yeah. Fuck.
Now that we're older, we pace ourselves instead of just going, oh, I need to drink every alcohol bottle.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I could do what I used to do. I used to stay drunk for 5 days.
Right.
And when I say drunk, I would wake up, have a beer. No matter if I wanted to puke it out or not, have a beer. And get that whew, and then just kind of continuously drink throughout the day, not get drunk, but and then at the very end, then I'd start drinking the 6-packs. And
but you would meet people from Glencoe that you would know from different towns and what like that too, different campgrounds.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And that's what I miss. I used to know people from, like I said, Canada. There was a couple of people from Canada that would always come down, and I would see them every year. And if I wasn't such a stoner, I'd remember their names. But You know, I mean, every year I'd meet them. There was a guy from Scotland I told you about. There was guys from God dang it, where else? God, some weird God dang it, what was it? Switzerland, I think. You know, some Switzerland people. You know, they had the weird accent. But yeah, I'd meet those guys pretty much every year. You know, and that's one thing I do miss is because you get to meet so many different people.
Right.
You know, so.
But the
Yeah,
common thing is like some drinking. That's like anything and everything. You could be from England, you could be from Switzerland, you could be from North Carolina. But the only thing is bringing you there is alcohol and bikes.
Good times.
Right.
Yeah. The concert, the good times, and that's what it was all about. You know, I mean, let it hang out. Let it, you know, let's have a good time.
Right.
You know.
I still do, but I work it a little bit more, you know, because I work for one of the campgrounds, you know, one way or another. But I still make my own fun one way or another.
I bet. You got to.
Right. Or 12-hour shifts for 14 days kind of makes you go a little crazy.
Yes. And that's what I feel bad, you know, for the people that work there sometimes. Because they came up, they were thinking they're gonna have a good time and they're gonna make a lot of money, and some of them did not. Either I mean, they didn't make a lot of money and they didn't have a good time because they're working fucking 12-hour shifts, you know.
Right, and they're all bummed out, pissed off, they got to work, and everybody else is partying.
Yep. You know, I've met so many, you know, chicks, I would have to say it, and so many bartenders that like that, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know,
they expect one thing, and then when they get there, it's a whole different reality of what they think of.
Yep. I mean, they think it's just gonna be Mardi Gras, you know, the whole entire time. You know.
but you know, you and I know that most people think it's only like a week or 10 days. It's actually 2 weeks of just straight ass partying.
Exactly. And then the real party is actually the first week.
Right. The first weekend before the rally starts.
Bingo, yeah.
Right.
And I'm sure they're like, fucking, whoa, what the fuck we just went through, you know? And then they got to go through the PG of it all, you know? the other part, wherever, you know.
Well, Glencoe's always been Triple X. There's nothing, no PG. It's always been Triple X all the way across.
It's still the same?
Right.
Oh, man. I miss that. God, I miss that. I'll never forget when I seen a girl with a sign on her, you know, on her stomach, and she was naked in the back of a golf cart, and she said, "Rub it and it will squirt." I was like, "What the?"
Was that a Grip or Glencoe?
Yep, that was Glencoe. You know, I was like, man, I know I'm in the right spot.
I see chicks on golf carts and holding sign. You pick it, and we'll stick it. And you pick a dildo, and the other girl will screw her with the dildo for $5.
Oh, there's no hold bars there.
Okay.
No hold bars. Yep, you're absolutely
right.
right.
As we get older, Glencoe was so much fun for us, and we had so much different experiences there.
Sure.
Now we don't want to be at Glencoe because we know that like 3:00 in the morning, there's still people all fucking hanging out and yelling.
Yep.
You're like, I'm fucking old. I need to go to sleep.
I need to get some sleep.
Right. Before I get up and start this shit all over again.
Yep.
So,
yeah,
you know, a lot of people get drunk at one campground, see a concert, and then they actually stay like somewhere else. They ride a bus or they sober up and ride their bike.
Yeah.
But there's so much that goes on in the rally. And that's why we tell the story, is because there's so much years between you and me that we've gone to the rally. We've had different experiences. I've worked it. I've been also a patriot, and I've been a partier, just everything else. I only took 3 days off to party at the rally. Whatever.
Well, that's the only time I got to party with you is because you don't drink.
Right.
That's the only time you even let it loose. So.
Yeah, I want to hang out.
Yeah, I mean, I get to see my cousin Steve,
Right.
shaking it.
Flopping it nowadays.
Oh, I hear you. I think it's down there now. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll be those two old guys that drive around naked.
Right.
We'll carry on the tradition. We'll just get some Viagra and
I'll hold up
cruise around in a golf cart. Yep.
Touch the tattoo.
Yep. Just kind of come up and yeah, guys. Maybe we'll be those guys now.
Yeah, there's two things that are saluting you.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Oh man, that sucks that one guy died, man. Because I always remembered, at Glencoe, those fuckers would always come up, and they didn't give a fuck. It was almost like they were sober, and just like, man, we're naked.
Right.
How you guys doing? How's life?
Good. I don't want to look down, but how's things going?
Yeah, I know. Don't mind the gray pubes. Yeah, no gray pubes here.
Yeah,
no. Yeah, I always just giggled at them, man. Because they were so nonchalant, I guess, about it. They were just. We're naked, man.
One was a lawyer, so
Really?
Yeah, that was a retired lawyer and shit.
Oh, that makes me laugh.
And the rally brings so many different people, and like I said, it's beer and bikes that are the main thing that brings people, and then they're like shocked that this goes on here or that goes on.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you said, Main Street is commercialized. It's commercialized. It's everybody, and everybody wants to be on the street, blah, 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 blah. But to me, for so many years, is the campgrounds, going to this campground or that campground.
Yes. That's when you get your full experience.
Right.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And unless you venture out, you're never going to get the full experience of Sturgis. You'll get the commercial.
People just go to one campground and they stay there from the beginning and they leave at the end. They don't go anywhere else but that campground.
Yeah. No, they just like the ones that you're saying, that go to Sturgis and they think they got the Sturgis experience.
Right.
Not really, no. you got a Disneyland world, experience is what you did,
Right.
So I mean, you get a little bit of it, but shit, fuck, you can't fart without a fucking cop being behind you in Sturgis, So I mean, I couldn't even handle that,
Well, I never started to do that way.
Yeah.
So
it never used to be.
Right.
No, I mean, there used to be titties all over the place.
But we also grew up where there were stabbings and shootings right there on Main Street.
True,
so
true.
That's why
shootings. Yeah, you're right.
Police force into there to change that atmosphere, to change it. Hey, it's safe to come here downtown Sturgis, but once you leave Sturgis, you go to a campground or something. We don't have nothing to do with you.
Exactly.
Right.
Hey, how'd you like? God, what is his name? The owner of Buffalo Chip. See, he was trying to make his own town.
Yeah.
Got shut down, but
Well, if you got property on this side, that's cities, and then you got your property, and then the airport. You can't flip over.
you can't just make your own town.
Right. Now, Shade
But
Valley,
he tried.
last year, they can because they're like 8 miles outside of town. They can make their own
Yep.
town, campground, whatever. They
Yeah,
can.
yeah. I just thought it was funny, you know.
Well, and all
Yeah.
that is labeling of Sturgis, like they had Buffalo Chip Sturgis. So if you're saying
Exactly.
Sturgis, we want a cut of our money. Well, he's like, no, man.
Yeah.
There's Buffalo Chip first. So
Yeah. Had nothing to do with
my
stuff.
name's first, you're second, so you should be paying me money.
Yeah, that went over like a fart in church. Yeah.
Right.
You know, they were like, no.
No.
Woody. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Woody. Woody, that's his name. Yep. Yeah. I just thought that was funny when he tried to do that shit. And then he said, well, we have enough residents. And he had like 2 people that lived on the. And he's like, oh, we got 2 people.
All right.
You know, shit. We got mailing addresses.
Shit, I got more in my house.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. You know, I was just like, man, you're going for a new angle. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Buffalo Chip, they have no word that says Sturgis on it.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, they would get all the, you know, the money, not the royalties or whatever. Yeah. So yeah,
there says Glencoe Sturgis on their shirt, and they give like a profit to Sturgis, you know, whatever.
Yeah, oh, they have to.
Yeah,
because it's a name, you know. I mean, it's you know, I mean, I'm sure they, you know, Glencoe, Full Throttle, Buffalo Chip, all those have to give a royalty to Sturgis. You know, so
or T-shirts, something, anything that says Sturgis on it, they have to give royalty.
Yep.
Now, if they just have a shirt that says Glencoe on it, they don't have to give any royalties because it doesn't say Sturgis or
exactly.
You know, I could say Glencoe Rally Sturgis or whatever.
Yeah.
Full Throttle.
Yep. But for some reason though, like most of the Buffalo Chip, you know, T-shirts I still have, they all say Sturgis on it, so they must have to, you know, they must have to print it on there or forced to. I guess at the Buffalo Chip anyway, but
right. They're royal,
know,
but that's what it was all about.
Yeah, but I thought it was funny. We'll just make our own town. That's our own rally.
Because years I went to Full Throttle and you went to Chip.
Yep.
And then like I'd party over at Glencoe back and forth. And then one year I woke up at Glencoe in the grass. Like I had no fucking clue where I was at. I had no idea how I found my way out of Glencoe. And it's like woods and, you know, like you said, I was next to the creek. And I'm just completely like just fucked up. And I'm like, I have no idea where my bike is at. I have no idea where I am at. And I woke up on grass. So I knew I wasn't at Full Throttle and I knew I wasn't at the tip. I was like, what campground did I make it into? You know? And then I was like,
well, normally it's like, hey, so. Yeah, you probably were.
Yeah, I was pretty trash.
Well, I mean, to wake up where there's grass, usually, you know, by that time, you're like, well, not so much.
Pass out in town or what?
Which I've done that actually.
Yeah,
I found a nice blade of grass. That's funny you mentioned that. And I mean, it was like day 4, something like that, and I was, I was tired. And I'd seen this yard that had the most beautiful piece of yard. You know, it was just green grass. And I, I went up to it and fucking lay down. Next thing I knew, they were waking me up in about an hour. And they said, "You just fucking went out. We couldn't even wake you up." I was like, okay. Yeah. But it looked like heaven to me.
Right,
I was like, oh, yes. You know. So but well, cuz I hate to do this to you, but I'm gonna have to probably go.
all right. Anything you want to
My
say? Anything you want to tell? Anything like that quick?
well, I don't know. What do I say? What do I do?
Overall, what's your Sturgis experience? Is it something that you would recommend to your children? Is it something that you would tell them to do in your
Recommend
footsteps?
to my children? Never.
Would you recommend it to anybody else? Like, would you say, hey, go to Sturgis even if you don't have a bike? You can still do this.
You know what? That's what I would say. If anybody that was interested in going to Sturgis is meeting people.
Right.
And I met so many people from other countries,
Mm-hmm.
you know, other places, you know, you get to meet people that you normally would never meet, you know, and that is one thing that sticks in my mind, you know. I mean, not only just me and you, but
Right.
yeah, that's one thing I guess I gotta say is, man, I miss meeting those kind of people, you know, because you just get a different point of view about the world,
Mhm.
about the rally, you know, and you get to hear about their journey to even get to the rally, you know, and I mean, and some of them, you know, the other one I miss is the people that actually are bikers that freaking drive from Maine or Florida or yeah, and they're just freaking. They got whatever they have on their bike is what they're, you know. And I always like.
That's my dream.
Yeah. Yeah, I
None
mean
of
those.
the land and what you got, and that's it.
Yep, yep. I mean those people I always kind of gave it up for, you know.
Right.
You know, I always thought, man, that's being a biker. You know, just what you got, you don't need anything more, you know. Because a lot
Which
of people, and the ones, you know, I mean, I still think are sissies are the ones that trailer their bikes in and, you know, yada yada, you know. I
some
always
of them
thought
I'm
that.
like, yeah, it's a $30,000 bike. Yeah, I see why you would trailer it.
Exactly.
On the
Exactly.
other hand, what's it made for? Ride, get on it, ride it. You know,
yeah.
you
That
got to
and the people that freaking have the money to drive a fat boy, man, those holy cow. That is a bike.
I like the
That
ones that drive $30 million RVs with a
exactly.
$2,000 or $2 million toy hauler with another trailer on that with 6 other bikes, and there's only 2 people.
Exactly.
Well, we got a bike we can ride every day.
Yeah, really?
I'm barely riding the one I got.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, but you know, that's I guess if I had a last, you know, those people are the coolest to meet, you know. You know, I mean they always have a story to tell about their journey, you know, to where, you know, when they got here and I they would always look at me, you know, because I'd have my biker gear on and I'd look like I I've been biking for 20 years, you know, I mean, and been on a bike. I haven't, you know, I got bug splatters on my forehead, and they'd look at me and they'd say, well, where'd you come from? I'd be like, Custer. And they'd be like, Custer? And I was like, yeah, it's probably 80 miles away. And they'd be, you know, they look at me like, you motherfucker.
You rode 2 hours and you look like you rode 6,000 miles.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, they would be. I mean, I would love their face when I would say that. You know, they would be like, "Fuck." They'd want to kill me.
Right.
So, but yeah, you know, that's my last, I guess, thing I have to say. But that I got shoot. I mean, we didn't even touch on what the stories I have still. You know, I mean,
we can do another one if you want to.
Oh yeah. Let's do another one.
All right.
But yeah, I got shoot. I mean, there are so many stories I got, you know, from Sturgis that I could sit here and talk to you probably all night.
I know. Most of them, I'm right next to you on most of them stories.
I know. That's the thing. You're to blame. You caused all this.
Right.
You caused all this.
And I haven't seen you at the rally in the last couple of years. So,
I know. I need to get back there. I really do.
Right.
I really do. I mean, I do miss it whenever it goes on and I hear the rumble. You know, there's a feeling in my gut.
Mm-hmm.
You know that I get. It's just, and
it's
unless I'm there, yeah, unless I'm there, it doesn't go away. You know,
right.
And when I'm there, it's just like I'm almost at home, or it just. I don't know how to.
It's a peace of mind, is how I look at it. All your chaos, everything else, and then you go to a place that 5,000 people that turn into like 2 million people, but yet you feel so comfortable, so relaxed with everybody.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. I mean, everybody has the same mindset.
Right.
I don't know. You know, it's just you can't describe it unless you're actually there, I think. Right. You know, I mean, it's more of a feeling, you know, it's more of a I can't even explain it. Yeah. It's just something when you're there, you're like, wow. Yes, you know. Here we are.
My oldest son, he went to rally, and I was partying up there with a bunch of other people, and he went to downtown Sturgis. And he called me up, and I was like, yeah, I'll meet you downtown. And he's like, all crazy, and he's like, oh, it's so crazy. And I'm like, dude, I just left the full nudist campground to come see you, son. Like,
yeah.
You all right? He was like, yeah, I was hanging out with these bikers. They act just like you, Dad. Are you all right? Yeah. Okay, I just went to the town. Bye. Right.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you then. See you.
He just said, I mean, yeah, he touched on that,
right,
you know.
Right. And then a couple of years ago, like 3 years ago, I'm working at Glencoe.
Sure.
Shows up. And there's a couple dudes at the fence, and these girls are just going to town on these guys, you know. And I know these guys them, and, you know, they're employees. So I'm just sitting at their campground watching them getting the Hummers, you know, and I'm just like, what? All of a sudden, a tap on my shoulder, and it's my son Jacob, and he goes, can I get one of them? I was like, whoa, hey, what's fun? Sit down, enjoy the show. He's just like,
yeah, simmer down. Yeah.
And you didn't tell me or invite me here. I was like, fuck no, I didn't invite you. I fuck. Just be a bummer on my shit.
Oh, yeah.
You watch it. Shit. Fuck no.
I'm not gonna nudge you, you know, like, hey.
Right. So the bikini wash girl, one of them was done, and I knew her too. And Jacob's
Yep.
like all trying his knees on her and shit. She's like, "Who is this fucking dorky kid?" I'm like, "That's my kid." They're like, "Captain, you have a kid?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
maybe
he's
a
20
couple
at
of
this time, so he's not really a kid, I guess.
them. Yeah.
But it was just so funny seeing him all mac and try everything. He's all clean cut, you know, looking like a brand.
Oh yeah.
Fat gut hanging out. He's like, "You want a blowjob?" And I was like, "No, I'm good right now."
Yeah.
Thanks for offering me. Jacob's like, "I'll take my dad's." He's like, "No, honey, no."
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when you got to be careful when you know, I mean, in Sturgis, there's sometimes some things that are available. Let's
Right.
put it, and you don't want to. Like I said, I drove up to some gangbangs, and I just kind of giggled at them, but
Right.
I would never, you know, stick my dick in the wand. You know, I mean, fuck, no way. You know, you just there's things there, but no. You got to pick and choose.
You do. So with that, we'll end the show, and I'll pull Heavy on again, and we'll do another one. We'll talk about different stories and different adventures, you know, things that you want to share.
Yes,
You know?
Captain. Yes. My cousin, Captain.
Right. We all have different experiences there, and it's always good to share them. Especially you and I, we've been there so many years that
Yes.
a lot of our stories are like, "Oh, did that happen that day, or did it happen later on?" Like it all blends together after a while.
Yeah. Yep. And when you spend weeks there, it's kind of.
A blur. You're like, did I eat 3 days ago or not?
Yeah. And when's the last time I ate?
Is barley considered food?
Yeah, when your stomach starts growling, saying, "Hey."
All right, I'll get on
that. Yeah, exactly. Or have the free pancakes in the morning or something, you know.
Buy a pizza and it's half all over your face because you're drunk.
I'm done. All right, we're ready to go again. What's the next concert?
All right. Doesn't start till tomorrow. Well, I'm ready now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's go. All right, guys. Well, until the next show, you know I love you, man. You're my cuz. You're my family.
Right.
You're the best.
I love you too. Hang on a minute.
All right.
Thank you for my guest, Cousin Louie. We'll talk again. Keep your eye out for more shows. And with that, thank you, and we'll see you again.
All right.
Hang on.